Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Rohit Maurya. I'm part of the customer success team at Enact. Uh, so unfortunately, Harsha couldn't join the meeting, our sales director, Harsha, and due to some personal commitments. But we have an entire session for you that we've created. So we'll start the webinar. Let's just give last 1 minute for other participants to join, and then we'll get started with the webinar today. Okay, let's get started.
Hi, good afternoon and good morning to all of you. I'm Harsha. I'm the Director of International Sales here at Enact. Very warm welcome to everybody. Thanks for your time in attending this webinar. I'm sorry I'm not able to be here with you live during the webinar. That's why I've just recorded this session. I hope you find this useful. Right. So let me quickly go through the slides. So about Enact, then I'll show you a demo with a residential site and a commercial site as well. Okay. Now, the agenda of this session would be just to quickly give you an overview about Enact, then run you through the platform demo, and then we'll open up for question and answers to everybody. Okay. Now, as a few of you already might know, and you're already working with us, so we are a two-sided platform. So one side of the platform faces the solar company, the EPC company, where given a lead for you. So what happens is, let's say you got a lead from a potential customer. Now this customer would be giving you an address and probably an electricity bill. Now with this information, what you can do is you can quickly head on to Enact and create a 3D model of the site, lay out the panels, and then create the entire proposal. Now, depending on the site complexity, anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes with just the address and possibly the energy bills, you will have a ready-made proposal with all the details like savings projections, generation numbers, incentives. If you offer any financing, you can do that. All the pricing, breakup if you would like to, and also send out a contract to be signed by the customer as well. After that, you can also track the entire workflow of the customer, right from the time you will have the generation, so milestone tracking and documentation till commissioning of the system. Now, this is one side of the platform. Then you also have the platform, which is the consumer app. So where you can actually monitor the performance of the plant and say, is it working? Is it not working? Or what were the numbers promised versus what are you actually generating? Now, for this particular session, we'll keep our focus on the remote design and the improvements that we have brought in to the remote design, right? Now, again, a few of you are already in this webinar, which who are already working with us. We really appreciate your support and thank you for being with us. Now, a few international customers that we work with are Sharaf DG. Now, recently we've just hit a major milestone with Sharaf team of 85 plus megawatts of solar PV systems designed through Enact by Sharaf. Congrats for that. Then we also work with large-scale enterprise level companies like Duracell in US, Exide in India, Cummins in the Middle East, Black & Veatch in Southeast Asia, Max Solar in Germany, Superserve Philippines, MEC in India again. So there's a complete spectrum of solar companies that we work with, right from enterprise level customers to a 1%, 2% company as well, right? Now, a few of you already would be using Enact, and now you will see that there are a lot of new features we've brought in with this particular new latest design, where you can actually do an effortless 3D modeling of the site. Then, in terms of specifically for markets like US and also in a few EU countries, you can actually detect automatic height and pitch as well. Now, this is more of an international webinar, so where in non-US markets, this feature is not available because we are again restricted by the availability of Near Maps and Google Sunroof project. But we will be having this very soon as a feature with us, probably in terms of the next couple of months as such. Now the code is all done. It is ready to be deployed. It's just that the sunroof or height information, as soon as it's available, country by country, it will take us a few days to deploy this, right? So that's the idea. Now, in this webinar in particular, I will show you how the latest features actually help you in creating designs faster, and also the way your 3D models would look much more superior as such. Right. So again, we'll go back to questions and answers at a later stage. Now, let me head on to the actual platform. So for people who have already been using the platform, you will see that a lot of the look and feel is going to be the same as a primary page. But then when we start creating the projects, that's when the design page is where we've brought in a lot of improvements. So again, you receive a lead, you can start creating a project. So here I have just identified one small location, industrial location in Dubai. So all you have to do is enter your address, right? And go for it. So you can just select the location. Again, just be careful of whatever you would see in this window is exactly what you will be able to see in Enact when the design pages load. Okay, so here we have, let's say, webinar demo, and we call this a commercial project. Let's say let's put my name over here and company name, let's say Enact demo. Okay, so then we create the project, then the design page loads up. Now, in the design page, you will see that there will be a lot of changes that will be brought in. So before that, we let's go to the again the input page where you have put in your the address, and now you can update the electricity bill of the customer. So again, as soon as the location is updated, the respective utility or discom is already identified and populated. Then what are the tariffs? You can also put up different types of tariffs in this, and you can also update the electricity bill overall. So let's say over here, I will update a simple bill, let's say, of 150,000. So 150,000 is my electricity bill, and I'll go here and save the energy bill. Okay. Now, once this is done, let's start with create code. And this is where the major changes have taken up. Now, for again, existing users, you will see that there is a complete overhaul of the page. You will see the address. Again, the menu has been completely updated, a cleaner menu. You will be able to see a complete compass of the direction, then 2D and 3D view. Now, if you click on the globe, you will be able to actually see on Google Earth which is the actual location. Again, just in case any time during the project creation, you will be able to see where you are located as well. Okay. Now, for non-US customers, we are still restricted to Google Maps. But for US customers, or if you have your sites in where near maps is available, like US, parts of European Union and Australia, New Zealand, you will be able to select near maps as well. Now we start creating the actual design. So the reason I've chosen this particular site is because there is a mix of both flat roofs and tilted roofs. So all you have to do is go to freeform. So you will start mapping your roof. So I'll start mapping the roof as such. Okay. Now again, this is very simple, similar stuff. So you will note that again, unlike the current location where it will ask for tilt and height information, the new system will not be asking you for this. Okay, then you'll start mapping the other part as well. Oh, there you go. So we have mapped this. Now we can do the same thing over here as well. And the other side also. So these are the tilted roofs. Right, there you go. So then you also have the flat roofs. You can start mapping those flat roofs as well. So let's say start mapping this. So again, all we are doing is we are marking all the corners of the roof so that we are able to trace out all the areas. So again, over here, same thing over here as well. So let's map this out as well. And let's do that for the final roof over here as well. So again, mapping is fairly simple. Now you will also be able to get the overall distances between each line segment as well. Okay, so we have now mapped everything. Now this is on 2D. Once you click on 3D, you will see that all the buildings have assumed certain height. Okay. Now you can click on any of this. You will see that there is a default height of 3 meters that has been assumed. So 3 meters, approximately 10 feet. Now you want to quickly change this tilt. So all you have to do is click on this and drag it. Right? Drag it up to whatever pitch you may feel is correct. Okay. Then pretty intuitive. All you have to do is drag and the thing snaps. Again, this one, I'm just repeating it. So let's drag this. Let's drag this to match the curve as well. Okay. So there you go. So you have everything over here. You will be able to see what is the pitch that we have taken, the azimuth, and there is a default setback you can put up. And you can say this is visible, right? So let me come back on this as well. So you say to have a visible setback on this. Okay. So now you want to see this again, it's on This is how it looks. Now for the flat roof, it's going to be the same. Now what you can do is you can start adding the obstacles as well, right? So again, there are different types of obstacles, the way you can mark. Again, freeform, simple, map this areas where you cannot place solar panels. Okay, so there you are. So here on the obstacles, again, you can mark a height, right? Or you can even select as a rectangle. All you're doing is dragging and dropping your rectangle, right? And say, okay, height of this. Again, I had a rectangle again. So here you go. So you have height of the rectangle. Now let me do the same thing for this part as well. So here I can give a bigger height, taller height, and I want to do more on this as well, right? So let me start mapping on freeform. So again, just to show you a reference. So all you're doing is you're mapping out areas where the panels cannot be put up. Okay. So let me zoom out a little bit again. So you will be able to again see the whole thing in 3D. Now these are all wherever we have given the heights are visible. So this is all very clear, right? Now adding the panels is very simple. Okay, before that, let me also add a few trees as well, right? So we see that there is a tree over here, so we can draw different types of trees. All you have to do is again drag and drop this tree. So let's say we give a height of 15 meters over here, right? And you can also draw different types of tree, right? So this is a spherical tree, and now I'm drawing a conical tree. So let's say 14 meters. Okay. Now you can again view the whole thing in 3D, right? So you can have the whole thing. Also, you will notice that the existing platform, the blue roof is gone. It is replaced by the actual image of the roof. So this looks, this ensures that the overall your 3D, the roof is looking much better. The 3D model is much better. Okay. Then we can go and fill our roofs with panels. So all you have to do is select your panel, roof, wherever you want to fill it, and update it. Okay. Now over here, you will see that we have given a setback of 1.22 meters. We can make it visible. So this is the reason it has given the area like this. Now let's say I want to give 0 setback. Okay. Automatically the solar panel, the panels fill up overall. Now you can again increase it as is. I've increased it to 1 meter. Now the same thing, I will go fill this roof, right? Go here, again, fill the roof, right? So you can again, now this is a panel on tilted roof, right? So let me just increase this, reduce the setback to let's say 0.5 meters just for reference. Okay. Now over here, you will see that, okay, there is a tilted roof as well. So let's just select this. Now you can select whichever is the type of racking that you would have. Let's say I would have flat roof mounted. You can also select what is the tilt of the array. So 20 degree tilt I want to give, and you can even change the azimuth. So minor adjustments you want to make, you can keep making minor adjustments to update the solar panels as well. Okay, you can also update the orientation of the solar panels and do this as well. Also the alignment. Now, do you want these to be justified or center aligned or left aligned? Completely up to you. Now you can also put up the inter-row spacing and so on. Now let's add this as well. So let's say we fill a roof. Okay. Over here, you can just make adjustments, or you can just say, I want all panels to face true south. right? So this is facing true south. So it's completely up to you in terms of what you would like to do. So let's say fill a roof again. So here again, it is taking adjustments. Now, in case you want to see, so here we have taken the sharp panels, right? Now I want to put up Hanwha Q cells or JA Solar 550 watt peak panels. Okay, you can select. Now all the arrays will be updated with the panels by itself. Okay, now you want to make any further adjustments, you can do that as well. So yeah, so there you go. So we have this. So you can keep making changes to it so that you can fit in more and more panels as well. Okay. So these minor adjustments can be made. So again, as the system is getting updated, you will see that in the background, the system is creating its own generation, right? So the generation is done, the offset is also done, right? So straight away, you will be able to see, okay, how much am I offsetting from the overall solar PV system bills? Okay, so I am at 88% right now. So let that be right now. So it keeps updating. You can then also start adding the inverter. You can select whichever inverter you would like. So for 88 kilowatt, I would like to go with, let's say, Solectria, and I will say one inverter, and then we will go with another 28 kilowatt inverter as well, right? So there you go. So then we'll add another Solectria 50 kilowatt. So for a 88 kilowatt system, I have a 78 kilowatt AC power system. Okay. Now the system is calculating the generation and the offset as well. And then once this is done, what you'll be able to do is, if you want, you can add storage or let that be. And then you can again finally visualize also how the panels would look like. You can go here, just check out how the solar panels are looking. Okay, so once you are happy with this, you can simply come back, and then simulate your shading as well. Okay, so the shading of the system, it will run in again, it will tell us what are the impacts of shading on the solar PV system. So let's just give it a minute while it runs. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So you have the entire simulation running. So it will map out all the areas where the panels are getting impacted. You will be able to see how your access is for each of this at the bottom right of the system. So on each panel, how much is the solar access and what is the irradiation level, right? So you can see this for each and every panel as well. Okay. So then once you're okay with all of this, we go ahead and simulate the system. Now simulation is done. You will be able to view all the detailed charts. Now this is where we have made a massive improvement in terms of like how much are we, how the graphs are visualized. So you will be able to see in the overall system, what is the solar, how much are we importing from the grid, and what is the independence that we have from the grid. Now you can see this like in a graph where you will see every month for 24 hours. So how does the whole system look like? So that means 100% grid independence means we are consuming everything through solar, and 0% means everything from the for the facilities coming through the grid, and in something in between, right? So you'll be able to see this. How are we importing from the grid? What times throughout the year? Now, how does the distribution look like? Again, this will be more relevant where you will see more in terms of the battery storage, charge, discharge. Then grid export, how does the export happen? Then you will also be able to see, like, overall, how for 3 days or one day, you will be able to see what is your solar generation, how does it look like for the maximum day, minimum day of generation, and so on, right? And what does the offset look like? What is the overall benefit that you will be getting? Your bills, how does your bill look like before going solar, after going solar, and what are your savings? Now, if you add storage, you will be able to see what is the storage savings as well. Now, once you're happy with this, simply go and go to the next part. Now, this will have your finance and pricing page loaded. So I hope you liked the preview of the design page till now. The rest will be, again, there are some changes that we have brought in to the overall finance page and pricing page as well. Again, these are more of cosmetic changes, so you will not see a lot of difference in the way you operate right now, but the whole look and feel of the system would look much better. Yeah. So there you go. So we have set up the different costing profiles. So you can set up different costing over here. So let's say I want to have a commercial sample. The costing is updated at, again, 2.99 AED per watt. Now you want to update it to 3.15 AED per watt, just for reference. Okay. Then the system will tell you what is the additional margin we are taking. The O&M cost can be updated. Any incentives can be updated. Again, financing, you will be able to see, like, what is the financing that you have. Let's say I want to have a bank loan comparison and a PPA comparison as well. So you can update all of this. The system will tell us what is the return on investment or payback period and 25-year savings for all of this. And then you can straight away go ahead and publish your proposal. So if you want to add any notes, you can do that, and you can download the proposal as well. So I hope you liked the preview, and you can please have any questions. Please feel free to type it in the chat window as well. Okay, while the proposal downloads. So just give it a minute. Yeah, there you go. So we have this. So the new proposal template, again, this is completely customizable, as most of you already know. It's just a sample of what you can see. The colors, the fonts, the background, the language even. So we are able to now download or generate proposals in any language. Like, you want to have this in German or Japanese or Arabic, completely up to you. You can do that as well, right? So again, a lot of static text, then actual 3D image, how it looks like, the financial details, then all the graphs. So again, there's a major upgrade in the quality of graphs that you can see. You can again customize it in any way you would like to and have this, right? So again, keep it as short as you want or keep it as detailed as you would like to, right? So completely up to you. So I hope you liked this preview. And if we have another 5-10 minutes, what we can do is we can also run through a quick system analysis on the residential side as well, where I will show you a quick system I've already carried out for South Africa, where we have added the battery systems as well. So this is a simple proposal that I have created in South Africa. So again, the rules are the same. So you have very similar stuff. So I have, so this is for a home where we have again matched the 1 or 2%. So again, the roof, so the quality of the 3D model looks much better. You can, as usual with Enact, you can draw any complex shapes that you would like to. You can add your panels. So we have done that. You can fill this, so inverter, and I have added some battery storage as well. Now, this is where wherever you want to work with hybrid or complete off-grid systems, this will be useful for you. So now you can actually simulate the entire consumption pattern of the customer. So now during April, let's say the customer has a power cut or load shedding, right? At 10 to 11, 11 to 12, and 12 to 1. And this continues from 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2 in May. And then again, I'm just simulating some random patterns, right? So this is, so now what happens is system will adapt to this kind of consumption so that you can now get how the battery is stored as well, right? So the storage simulation can now take up any complex consumption patterns that the customer has on an hourly basis as well. So once this is done, now you can go and simulate the system. Now you'll be able to see how the whole graph is going on. So you will see that in 100%, you will be able to consume while the solar is being generated at 58%. The rest is from battery, which is 18%, and 25% you are able to get from the grid import. Okay. Now, how are you getting your independence? Again, the same thing, how the whole thing looks like. Then how are we importing? Where are we importing during the daytime? Now, you don't want any import. What you can do is you can add a bigger battery and a bigger system as well. And you can keep running that simulation on and on and on again, right? So how are we exporting during what time? Storage state of charge. So when, again, you will be able to actually see how those batteries are actually simulating the charge and discharge rates as well. So how much is the discharge available here? Because we have we have set up 10% as the maximum discharge. So depth of discharge at 90%. So you will always have at least 10% charge in the battery. Okay. Then load curves for 3 days or 1 day. You can see this, right? So when does the solar generation happen? When is the consumption? When are we actually charging into the batteries, and when are we discharging into the battery? So over here you will see that, okay, there is nothing going as export to the grid. Rather, you are having only charging and discharging. In some cases, you are importing from the grid. Now, when you want to design a complete off-grid system, what you would be doing is minimizing this black line to go to zero as well, where you are not importing anything, or you're not exporting any power to the grid as well, right? So again, all your bills before going solar, after going solar, how does the bill look like, and so on and so forth. Now, all of this can be taken up. You can also see shading. In fact, now you will have a very nice looking shading report as well. So let me show you that. So once you see this shade report, you will be able to get like what is the irradiation level, irradiance, what is the shading loss on each array, and how does the 3D model look like in shading. You can download that report as well and proceed to add your financial parameters and so on. So I think we have run most of the time for this. So I hope this is exciting for you. And again, I hope and pray that you guys get to use the platform. And please feel free to type out your questions, which we will try and answer to the best of our ability. Thank you very much. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thanks to Harsha for the detailed demonstration and taking us through all the enhancements and changes that are coming through. We can now open the forum for Q&A. So any questions that you have, please feel free to add that into the chat or the Q&A, and we'll be happy to answer all the questions. And while we're waiting for everybody to type their questions, so anytime feel free to reach out to Harsha or myself or anybody from the customer success team. You can write us an email at customer.success@enact-systems.com, and we'll be able to answer and take your questions there as well. So I think one of the questions we have is if we can place a double tier structure. So the answer is yes. So we will basically have to do that on the design page when you're drawing the roof outlines with different heights. So let me we can probably record like a video and send you on how that can be done, and we'll take that as an action item. All right, any other questions from anyone? If you can also punch in your email address, we'll send you the recording, especially for the double tier structure question. All right, I got that, Mr. Biswas. All right, is there any other question? So the other question we have is, what are all the parts in the roof designing that can be automated? So the answer to that is basically now, if you see, through the demo that Harsha showed, is all we have to do now is draw the roof outlines, and the system, automatically takes into account the height, which of course can be adjusted, including the pitch that you need to add, in the design. But all the other, features, meaning all the keep outs, the height of the keep out, and the trees around the roof. So that's like auto detected, and we can of course change and increase and reduce the height as well.
Rohit, hi, Harsha here. I also just want to add to what Rohit has said. Going forward now, we will be able to detect the height of the roof and also tilt of the roof. So what would happen is that would also be automated, but right now we are restricted by availability of this information from Google Sunroof. As I said, this is already available in US, in Germany, and in some locations in Japan. But we will soon be having this in most of the uh, locations across the world because we've tied up with Google Sunroof on this. Right? And this will be deployed in a periodic basis. I'd be happy to give you a detailed schedule based on when it is available in each country. So basically, whenever Google makes this available, we would be able to deploy this within a week of the availability from Google. Right? I hope that answers the question. There was another question, I think, from Justice. Justice, most of the features are already rolled out. You can see this in live. So all we have to do is we have to activate your account from the existing experience to a latest new experience, as we call it as internally. We call it as Supernova. Right? So we can get that operated for you.
Yep. And we'll work with you, Justice, on when you want to enable that for your account. So we'll work with you and the product team and get that done. All right.
Any other questions? And also, please, I'll just send a link for having a demo of the platform on this chat box. Please feel free to set up a separate demo for yourself, and I'd be happy to get onto the demo and go through your detailed requirements and explain our features according to your how we can meet your specific requirements as well, right? So I'm just dropping you everybody a message where you can set up your own demos. Yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay.
I guess
There
that's
are
all.
no other questions. Yes, Rohit, please carry on.
Yeah, I guess that's all we had. Those were the questions we got. So I guess thanks everyone for joining today. What we'll do is we'll share the recording as well of the webinar, and feel free to send us an email anytime at customer.success at enact-systems.com, and we'll be happy to schedule a session or follow the link that Harsha shared to book a demonstration. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.